Hey there, make sure you stick around until the end of today's show. We've got some exciting news on how you can keep discovering the very best of the Palm Beaches TV right here on YouTube. I hope you've got your wetsuit because it's time to dive in to another adventurous episode of the Palm Beaches TV Watch Party series. Hello everyone, I'm your host Theo Dorsey, and today we're exploring the depths of some of the best places for scuba diving in the entire world.
What makes this bridge so special? What's lurking under the waves that makes this the 5th best dive spot in all the world? Sport Diver just named it that, just gave it that distinction. And people come from all over the world to dive it. And it's under a bridge in suburbia. You know, the water's calm, it's crystal clear, it's an easy dive, right? It's only 10 feet of water, but it's the critters that live under this bridge that are the stars. They look like alien life forms. It's like when you're a kid and you have this wild imagination and you think of all these crazy animals. Well, it's almost like going back to your childhood and seeing that imagination.
All right, so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be diving underneath the bridge here. There's lots of aquatic life, lots of great small stuff to see. It's a great site because of its location. It's constantly getting flushed out with fresh water from the West Palm Beach Inlet. So it constantly gets new life in, lots of cool stuff to see.
Now folks, you're going to want to dive Blue Heron Bridge during slack tide. Slack tide takes place between high and low tide, where there's essentially no current. Now if you miss slack tide, you're in for a fight with a current which gets ripping underneath, well, any bridge, because the water flow under the structure is like a funnel.
We are diving in at night. We're gonna kind of get a little bit of twilight, so we'll get to kind of see the creatures falling asleep and other ones waking up. Night dives are always great. You know, we get a lot of cool things that come out at night. You know, we get octopus and a lot of other creatures that, you know, we don't typically get to see during the day.
Now, one of the first things we rolled up on during our dive was a fish known as a stargazer, a rare find indeed, and AJ told me after the dive, of course, that he was electric, like an electric eel. And this dork touched him not once, but twice.
This place is really unique because of the amount of life that gathers underneath the bridge. It's a protected area, so we can pretty much dive it almost every day because it's always calm. But because the inlet's so close to it, it's constantly getting flushed out with nice clean water. The Gulf Stream actually comes to its closest point to Florida here in South Florida. So it's constantly getting lots of nutrients pushed in. So there's a lot of life that gets pushed into here in, you know, a protected area.
You know, the hope for every person that goes to Blue Heron Bridge, they want to see something bizarre, they want to see something unique. And you know, we saw octopus, we saw a horseshoe crab, we saw a seahorse, we also saw 3 types of conch. It's just, you never know what you're going to see, and you have high hopes, and you want to see something that is unique and pretty crazy.
You know, people go to all these exotic locations, spend tons of money, and this is right in our backyard. You know, we see all sorts of things that are considered rare. They're constantly finding new species that they have to have scientists, you know, look up because never seen them, and they show up here in the bridge.
Did you know the Blue Heron Bridge is one of the top 5 best diving sites on the planet? It's amazing to have such a vibrant ecosystem right on our own shores. Let's check back in with Billy C and the Scuba Nation team as they show us a real-life shipwreck that divers are free to explore.
There's a trail of shipwrecks in Palm Beach County. It's a chain of wrecks sent for exploration. And the head of the class is the Ana Cecilia.
So it's called the corridor, and you gotta come find out more about it. That's all I'm doing, not spoiling it here. And we have a 4-wreck dive. That could be done in all one tank. But that's 4 wrecks, you get to just enjoy as much as you can.
The Corridor is a 1,700-foot long drift dive featuring shipwrecks, rock piles, which are home to schools of tropical fish, these huge Goliath groupers, sea turtles. Within moments of heading north out of Palm Beach Inlet, you could be exploring these monumental wrecks.
So you'll see a lot of snappers, you'll see a lot of Goliath groupers, you'll see just schools of fish, but those sharks and barracudas are awesome. They're the bigger things with those Goliath groupers, but they really put you in a small aspect. I mean, you're in their environment, so there's just bait fish everywhere. You see how big they are compared to you, and they're kind of intimidating, but they're big, gentle giants.
Artificial reefs are a great way to enhance marine life in barren areas of the seafloor. Kind of like when you have those particularly long stretches of sand. Well, these artificial reefs create substrate. It's like, adding condominiums for corals and fish life in the desert, right? And there is a gold standard for this in Palm Beach County, and it's called the Corridor. They have scuttled 35 ships since 1987.
It's hard to believe that this beautiful world exists just under the surface. I think I might have to go check out the Ana Cecilia myself. Let's learn a little bit about the thriving wildlife that lives out in our reefs.
In Palm Beach County, you can dive from the beach. From Riviera Beach, you got these nice little, reefs that are just right offshore to Blue Heron Bridge. And at this point, I think everybody knows the magic of Blue Heron Bridge.
The best macro place worldwide, right here at the Blue Heron Bridge, a beach dive. Well, Blue Heron Bridge is known as the new Galapagos, basically. There's so much diversity of minute creatures, macro creatures, that it was voted People's Choice world's best shore dive in just 1 year. 8 new species of nudibranchs were discovered there.
Really?
But the animals that are there are the same ones that people are traveling to Indonesia and Papua New Guinea to get.
Right.
They're frogfish and seahorses and batfish, all kinds of really, really weird creatures that you wonder, how did they evolve? How did they get to where they are?
And how did they get under a bridge in like suburbia? Palm Beach County has a very active artificial reef program, and it's just not sinking wrecks, it's also artwork. So recently they created the Snorkel Trail. They're shark statues, and it's in snorkeling distance, hence the Snorkel Trail. So you can put on a mask, go out here, not only see the natural beauty, but artificial projects that are creating, art, combining that with the nature, and it's, any kid's mind would be blown seeing that. The diving community loves this place so much. They're doing a reef cleanup, also a beach cleanup. So there's 60 volunteers here today, cleaning up the beach, going out on the dive sites, taking off the debris, keeping it pristine. They can enjoy this place for generations.
One of the most famous inhabitants of the Blue Heron Bridge is a seahorse. Now, in Scuba Nation lingo, we like to call them horsefish. It's a long story. But these guys are an amazing treat to see on your dives. But keep in mind, removing the seahorses from the water is very hazardous to the animal. If they're exposed to the air, they'll just gulp it, and may give them buoyancy problems when they return to the water.
Time to resurface and swim back ashore. I'm Theo Dorsey, and I hope you learned a little bit more about the underwater adventures at your fingertips in the Palm Beaches. Be sure to watch any of today's featured content on demand at thepalmbeaches.tv, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time. Over the years, our team has curated and produced more than 200 tourism-infused watch party episodes, keeping visitors, potential travelers, and locals like myself connected to the best of what's happening now in our wonderful destination. To date, we've connected with more than 2 million people, sharing countless reasons to love the Palm Beaches. I'm your host, Theo Dorsey, and I'm excited to announce that your weekly guide to the very best of Palm Beach County, Florida is being rebranded as the Palm Beaches TV now. Subscribe to our new YouTube channel to continue watching your favorite moments from the Palm Beaches TV every Tuesday at 12 noon. The Palm Beaches TV now. Watch it, live it, share it.